What if the reason you feel tired, forgetful, or frail isn't aging, but a silent nutritional deficiency your doctor hasn't checked for? After 65, your body loses its ability to produce or absorb key nutrients that once kept you sharp, mobile, and strong. While most seniors obsess over blood pressure or cholesterol, they're missing the real threat: a slow, insidious nutritional collapse happening from the inside out. The truth is, there are 3 vitamins your aging body desperately needs every day, not just to survive, but to thrive, to remain independent, clear-minded, and vibrantly alive. However, the majority of seniors are critically deficient in these vitamins, and the symptoms are often misdiagnosed as simply getting old. I've witnessed this firsthand in my clinic. Patients who struggled to sleep, couldn't concentrate, and believed their best days were behind them, experiencing remarkable revitalization within weeks of addressing these critical nutrient deficiencies. Most shockingly, one of these vitamins may protect your heart more effectively than any medication, and almost no one over 65 is getting enough of it. If you're over 65, this video might be the most important thing you watch all year. Let's discuss these 3 life-saving vitamins you need now, because missing even one could cost you precious years you've worked hard to maintain. Before we begin, if you haven't subscribed, please hit that button and turn on notifications so you don't miss another health tip tailored just for you. If you enjoy this video, type 1 in the comments. Otherwise, type 0 to let me know how I can improve the content for you. 3 dangerous vitamins the elderly should avoid. 1. Vitamin E in high doses, over 400 IU day. It's hard to believe that something touted for decades as beneficial for heart health could actually be slowly, quietly, and sometimes fatally harming you. Yet that's precisely what high-dose vitamin E supplements are doing to countless older Americans. Most seniors take vitamin E, believing they're protecting themselves from heart disease, cancer, or memory loss. They've read the labels, seen the commercials. But what those bottles fail to mention is this. When taken in high doses, over 400 IU per day, vitamin E becomes dangerous. Not just mildly risky, but genuinely dangerous. Let me tell you about Mr. Howard, an 81-year-old patient from Arizona. He came to me complaining of dizziness, easy bruising, and frequent nosebleeds. For years, he faithfully took a heart-healthy vitamin E supplement, 800 IU daily, believing he was doing everything right. His blood test, however, told a drastically different story. His platelet count was suppressed, his blood was excessively thin, and scans revealed early signs of small vessel hemorrhaging in his brain. He was literally bleeding internally. Vitamin E is fat-soluble, meaning it doesn't simply flush out of your system like vitamin C or B vitamins. It accumulates in your fat tissue and liver. In younger individuals, the liver processes excess vitamin E more efficiently. But after 65, your liver's metabolic capacity slows significantly, leading to vitamin accumulation over time. What began as a harmless antioxidant transforms into a toxic intruder, weakening blood vessels, disrupting clotting, and dramatically increasing the risk of internal bleeding or hemorrhagic stroke. A study published in the Journal of the American Medical Association, JAMA, tracked over 135,000 older adults and found that those taking more than 400 IU day of vitamin E had a significantly higher risk of death from all causes. This isn't alarmism, it's irrefutable medical evidence. Even more alarming, excess vitamin E has been linked to an increased risk of prostate cancer in men, especially when taken without a diagnosed deficiency. So if you believe that taking vitamin E can't hurt, it can, and often does. Most seniors simply don't require supplemental vitamin E. It's abundantly present in foods like almonds, sunflower seeds, spinach, and avocados. These natural sources provide a balanced intake of other essential nutrients and don't pose the same overdose risk as isolated synthetic vitamin E. The form commonly found in supplements, alpha tocopherol, is less bioactive and more prone to causing problems at high doses. Therefore, ask yourself, is that capsule in your medicine cabinet truly helping, or is it slowly poisoning you? I've told many patients that unless their doctor has confirmed a deficiency through blood work, high-dose vitamin E is one of the most dangerous pills a senior can take. And if that surprised you, wait until you hear about vitamin C. Another commonly used supplement, often consumed in mega doses by older adults, is vitamin C. This seemingly innocuous vitamin can quietly lead to kidney stones, iron overload, and long-term organ damage. Consequences you would never anticipate. Let's discuss that next. If you're still watching and finding these insights helpful, please comment with the number 1 below to let me know you're engaged. Now, let's proceed to point number 2. 2. Vitamin C in high doses, over 1,000 milliliters a day. For decades, vitamin C has enjoyed a halo of safety in American households. It's been the go-to supplement for colds, immune support, and overall wellness. You'll find it in chewables, fizzy powders, high-dose capsules, and even in many senior multivitamins. But what if I told you that this seemingly safe vitamin, when taken in excessive amounts, can silently harm your kidneys, accelerate arterial aging, and worsen pre-existing chronic conditions? Let me share the story of Mrs. Leona, a 76-year-old woman from Michigan. She was bright, active, and dedicated to proactive aging. Every morning, she dissolved a 500 milliliters vitamin C tablet into a glass of water. "I haven't had a cold in years," she proudly proclaimed. However, what she didn't anticipate was a different kind of illness, one not caused by germs. Leona began experiencing lower back pain and severe fatigue. Blood tests revealed high levels of oxalate crystals, and a CT scan confirmed the worst: multiple kidney stones. Her nephrologist traced the cause to one culprit: megadoses of vitamin C. When your body processes excess vitamin C, it converts it into oxalate, a compound that forms sharp, painful crystals in your kidneys. This is especially dangerous for older adults whose kidney function is already diminished. And the problems don't stop there. High-dose vitamin C also enhances iron absorption, which might sound beneficial until you consider that most seniors no longer experience regular iron loss. In fact, too much iron can trigger oxidative stress, the same damaging process underlying Alzheimer's disease, heart disease, and certain cancers. When vitamin C floods your system daily, it can silently accelerate the deterioration of your organs from the inside out. People often assume that because vitamin C is water-soluble, any excess will simply be flushed out. That's a dangerous misconception. While some is excreted, the oxidative byproducts remain, irritating tissues and promoting inflammation. In individuals with diabetes or heart conditions, this can significantly worsen the disease progression. The truth is, your body only needs 75 to 90 milligrams of vitamin C per day, approximately the amount you'd obtain from an orange and a few servings of vegetables. The 1,000, 2,000 milligrams megadoses promoted by supplement companies aren't helpful. They're harmful, and in older adults, they can be downright dangerous. I looked Leona in the eyes and explained that this wasn't bad luck, it was entirely preventable. She cried, not from pain, but from disbelief that something she had trusted for years had betrayed her body. So, before you consume that high-dose powder or chewable immunity booster, ask yourself, are you nourishing your health or poisoning it one day at a time? And if you found the vitamin C information surprising, just wait until you hear about zinc. 3. Zinc in high doses, over 40 milligrams a day. Zinc is often perceived as a nutritional hero, particularly among older adults seeking to bolster their immune systems. It's marketed as a shield against colds, the flu, and even COVID-19. Therefore, it's unsurprising that many seniors take zinc daily, often without a second thought. However, here's a crucial truth you won't find on supplement labels. Excessive zinc doesn't make you stronger. It makes you weaker, slowly, silently, and sometimes permanently. Consider Mr. Charles, a 79-year-old Korean War veteran from Pennsylvania. Charles was meticulous about his health. He religiously took 50 milligrams of zinc daily for immune support. Yet, over the past year, he had become increasingly unsteady on his feet, experienced numbness in his fingers and lips, his sense of taste had dulled, and he suffered from strange digestive issues that baffled specialists. When Charles came to me, his blood work revealed the underlying issue his body had been subtly communicating for months: a severe copper deficiency, a rare but dangerous condition directly caused by excess zinc. High levels of zinc impede your body's ability to absorb copper, an essential trace mineral vital for nerve health, immune response, and heart rhythm regulation. Without sufficient copper, your body malfunctions. Charles wasn't just aging, he was being poisoned, one tablet at a time. What makes this particularly alarming is its prevalence. Zinc is found in multivitamins, lozenges, immune-boosting drinks, and senior wellness packs. It's easy to exceed 40 milligrams per day unknowingly, especially if you're combining multiple supplements. The damage doesn't always manifest immediately. It can take months or even years for nerve dysfunction, muscle weakness, or heart irregularities to become apparent. By the time it's diagnosed, recovery can be agonizingly slow or even incomplete. Most people don't realize that you only need about 8 to 11 milligrams of zinc per day, and the average American diet already provides that through meat, eggs, beans, and fortified grains. Your body doesn't benefit from excess zinc. In fact, too much suppresses your immune system, making you more vulnerable to infections, the opposite of its advertised effect. In seniors, where nutrient balance is precarious and absorption is often impaired, pushing one mineral too hard disrupts the entire system. Excess zinc disrupts digestion, impairs healing, and even increases the risk of anemia and cognitive decline. It doesn't build you up, it breaks you down. I had to tell Charles something no one else had. His biggest threat wasn't age, it was the zinc he believed was protecting him. This hit him harder than any diagnosis. So, if you reach for zinc every morning thinking you're preventing illness, stop and ask yourself, is it doing more harm than good? The dose makes the poison, and in this case, too much zinc might be the most dangerous thing in your medicine cabinet. If this part of the story concerned you, and it should, then you'll want to continue with me, because not all vitamins are detrimental. In fact, there are 3 powerful, essential nutrients that every senior should take daily. Nutrients that sharpen memory, strengthen the heart, and may even contribute to a longer lifespan. Let's examine those now. If you're still watching and finding these insights valuable, please comment with the number 1 below to let me know you're still with me. Let's continue with point number 4. 3 essential vitamins you should take every day after age 65. 1. Coenzyme Q10, CoQ10. Imagine a tiny engine within every cell of your body, keeping your heart beating, your brain thinking, and your muscles moving. That engine is fueled by a molecule called coenzyme Q10, or CoQ10. After 65, most of us have dangerously low levels of this essential compound. CoQ10 isn't just another trendy supplement, it's a vital substance your body naturally produces to generate energy and combat oxidative stress. The problem is, as you age, your natural CoQ10 levels can plummet by more than 50%. And if you take statins, cholesterol-lowering drugs that many seniors rely on, those levels can drop even further, leaving your cells exhausted and your heart overworked. I'll never forget Mrs. Ruth, a 72-year-old retired teacher from Ohio. She was vibrant, active, and passionate about gardening. But over the past year, she became perpetually tired. Her legs ached, her mind felt foggy, and even climbing stairs left her breathless. Doctors attributed it to simply getting older, but I investigated further. Ruth had been on statins for over 6 years, and her CoQ10 levels were critically low. We added a daily 200 milligrams dose of ubiquinol, the most readily absorbable form of CoQ10. Within 6 weeks, she called me in tears, not out of fear, but because she felt alive again. Her energy returned, her mind was sharp, and her heart no longer raced with simple exertion. The science supports these observations. CoQ10 has been shown to reduce the risk of heart failure, improve cognitive function, and even slow down the physical aging process by protecting mitochondria, the powerhouses of your cells. It's not a quick fix. It's long-term fuel for longevity. And here's the truly hopeful part. CoQ10 may actually help you live longer. A 2015 clinical trial published in JC Heart Failure demonstrated that seniors with heart failure who took CoQ10 daily experienced a 43% reduction in deaths from cardiovascular events compared to those who didn't. These aren't just numbers. They represent years added to life, and life added to years. If you're over 65 and feeling drained, foggy, or simply not yourself, it may not be your age. It might be your cellular engines running low on fuel. A high-quality CoQ10 supplement taken daily with food could be the most important addition to your routine. However, while CoQ10 fuels your body, there's another vitamin that directs calcium away from your arteries and towards your bones, helping prevent heart attacks and fractures in aging adults. Most people have never heard of it, but vitamin K2 MK7 could be the missing link between brittle bones and blocked arteries. Let's discuss that next. 2. Vitamin K2 MK7. Most people haven't even heard of vitamin K2, yet it may be the missing key to a longer, healthier life, especially after 65. It doesn't grab flashy headlines and is often buried in the fine print of multivitamins. But for older adults, vitamin K2, specifically in the MK7 form, could be the difference between independent living and losing freedom to a heart attack or hip fracture. As we age, calcium doesn't always go where it should. It should be building bones, but instead it often hardens arteries, clogs the heart, and puts pressure on blood vessels. This silent process is called vascular calcification, and it's a major hidden cause of heart disease in seniors. This is where vitamin K2 steps in. Unlike the more familiar vitamin K1, which aids in blood clotting, K2 acts like a traffic director for calcium. It activates proteins that guide calcium to your bones and keep it out of your arteries. It doesn't just protect your skeleton, it protects your heart, your brain, and your life. I'll never forget Mrs. Helen, a 72-year-old widow from Ohio. She came to me after suffering a minor stroke. Her bones were thinning, and her cardiologist warned her that her coronary calcium score, a measure of plaque buildup, was high for her age. She'd been faithfully taking calcium and vitamin D, but without K2, that calcium had been accumulating in all the wrong places. After starting her on MK7, a highly bioavailable form of vitamin K2, we observed her DEXA bone scan stabilize. But what moved me most was the change in her spirit. "I feel like my body is finally working with me," she said. She was moving better, breathing easier, and smiling more. The only thing we changed was that one small vitamin. Studies from Europe have shown that adequate K2 intake reduces arterial calcification by over 50% and lowers the risk of heart disease by up to 57%. This isn't theory. It's science that could extend your life and keep you out of the hospital. If you're over 65, especially if you're taking calcium or vitamin D, K2 isn't optional. It's essential. Aim for 90 to 180 mcg of MK7 daily, ideally combined with D3 and magnesium for optimal results. It may be the most important vitamin you've never heard of. And speaking of things you've never heard of, have you ever wondered if there's a natural way to calm your mind, sleep better, and alleviate anxiety without drugs? The answer may surprise you. It comes from a simple green tea leaf, and it's called L-Theanine. 3. L-Theanine, green tea extract. Some age-related changes are easy to accept, a few more gray hairs, a bit of morning stiffness. But others are harder to live with. Sleepless nights, racing thoughts, a mind that feels cluttered, tired, or anxious for no apparent reason. For many of my patients, this quiet inner unrest becomes their greatest challenge, and it intensifies with age. This is where L-Theanine comes in. L-Theanine is a natural compound found in green tea, and it may be one of the most potent yet gentle tools for safeguarding the aging brain. It doesn't knock you out like a sleeping pill or numb you like an anti-anxiety medication. Instead, it works synergistically with your brain, promoting calm, alert focus by subtly increasing alpha brain waves, the same waves associated with relaxed meditation or deep concentration. It quietly resets your nervous system without sedation or mental fog. I witnessed this transformation firsthand in Mr. Ray, a 77-year-old former truck driver from Ohio who had struggled with sleep for years. "Doc, I haven't slept through the night since my wife passed," he confided. He'd tried melatonin, prescription sleep aids, even over-the-counter antihistamines. They either left him groggy and confused or were ineffective. Ray was exhausted, emotionally drained, and losing hope. After we introduced 200 milligrams of L-Theanine in the evening, everything changed. Within 2 weeks, Ray returned with tears in his eyes. "I slept 6 hours straight," he said, "and for the first time in a long time, I woke up feeling like myself." His blood pressure also improved, his daytime focus returned, and the anxiety that had constricted his chest began to lift. Research now supports what I've observed for years. L-Theanine improves sleep quality, reduces anxiety, and enhances cognitive performance, particularly in older adults. It's non-habit forming, doesn't interact negatively with medications, and doesn't impair reflexes or memory. More importantly, it helps protect the brain from the long-term damage of chronic stress. Chronic stress and poor sleep increase your risk of dementia, high blood pressure, depression, and even immune decline. Therefore, by gently and consistently calming your nervous system, L-Theanine may do more than just improve rest. It may help you live longer. And when combined with the right daily nutrients like CoQ10 and vitamin K2, it becomes part of a comprehensive formula for energy, heart health, and emotional resilience. But what does all of this mean for you? What do these 3 essential vitamins have in common, and how do they contribute to a longer, sharper, more independent life after 65? Let's bring it all together. It's not about taking more, it's about taking smarter. At this stage of life, every health decision matters more than ever. What you put into your body no longer gets filtered as it did at 30 or 40. Your organs are more vulnerable, your recovery slower. Yet, with the right support, your body and mind can still thrive well into your 70s, 80s, and beyond. That's why the vitamins and nutrients you choose, and just as importantly, those you avoid, can determine the difference between fading quietly and living fully. We've seen how CoQ10 can recharge your heart and cells, how vitamin K2 MK7 redirects calcium to strengthen bones while protecting arteries, and how L-Theanine gently calms the mind, allowing you to sleep, think, and feel like yourself again. And we've seen the dangers on the other side: high-dose vitamin E, megadoses of vitamin C, and excessive zinc, each silently undermining your health, sometimes with irreversible consequences. But knowledge is power, and the greatest power you have as an older adult is awareness. You don't need to take more, you need to take smarter. This means collaborating with your doctor, carefully reading labels, and selecting nutrients that support your age, your organs, and your future. Remember, aging isn't defeat. It's an invitation to live more wisely. When you provide your body with the right tools, it will reward you with clarity, strength, and a sense of peace you thought were long gone. Take stock of what's in your medicine cabinet and ask yourself, is this helping me live longer or just helping me get older? The answer could transform the next 10 years of your life. These lessons are intended to inspire you to live fully and authentically. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Take a moment to reflect and share one thing you've learned and plan to apply in your own life. Let's support each other on this journey toward embracing these truths. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment with 1. If not, feel free to comment with 0. Your feedback is invaluable to us. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content like this. Thank you for watching, and here's to living life on your own terms.